almost all the panelists here who have actually done significant work and therefore can speak from real life experience. In fact, the overview session which was held in the morning, perspective to practice, I think this session promises to be interesting because, as I said, we are looking forward to hearing from the various panelists on what have been some of the actual initiatives that have been grounded, what has been, what have been the learnings, what is the kind of roadmap that each of them sees in this whole sector. And so, without further ado, I will just go on to introduce the speakers. So, just briefly lay down the ground rules because we're running a little short of time. The first speaker today will be Mr. BVS Prasad, AGM, NABARD, Hyderabad. NABARD, of course, is a leading institution in this sector, and they have very rich experience, both from a pan-India perspective, but also from looking at the span of work that NABARD is engaged in. So we will look forward to Mr. Prasad's presentation. We also have a very interesting speaker who is going to speak to us a little bit about the international experience in this area. We have Mr. Monirul Bashar, who is representing the Cervix Group of Swiss Contact Catalyst Project in Bangladesh. This project aims to alleviate poverty by enhancing competitiveness of the small and medium enterprises in Bangladesh, with special focus on rural businesses and farmers. He is particularly supervising two teams which are working for making ICT and media work for the below the poverty line segment. And he has 7 years experience in the ICT sector, so I'm sure it's going to be very, very interesting. And it's also hugely relevant for the kind of work that people are looking to do in India. We have Dr. Sapna Narula, who is representing the College of Agri-Business Management, GB Pant University. All of you know that GB Pant University has been a pioneer in taking ICT and sort of incorporating ICTs in their extension work. She has worked for 5 years as commercial manager in leading agri-business firms, and she has around 12 years of experience in rural areas. Her specific focus areas include strategy, fresh produce supply chain management, food retailing, rural marketing, and ICT in rural areas. So we're looking forward to hearing Sapna speak. Then we have Dr. Kadireshan, who is the principal investigator for the e-village project in CDAC, Hyderabad. He has been leading the effort on developing the India Development Gateway. He's also heading the agriculture segment of that. And he will be showing you, how they've actually gone about building this portal, what kind of extension work they're doing, and their experience with with various groups, right from livelihoods, poverty alleviation, the CSCs, various other research universities, and so on. Nivedan is going to bring a very interesting corporate perspective. He heads enterprise services in Bharti Airtel. And some of you might know that Bharti again has been doing extremely innovative work in trying to see how agricultural knowledge, transfer of knowledge and information can actually be shared over the mobile. And I think this again is probably one of the first anywhere in the world, and I'm sure it will be very interesting to hear him. Last we have Shantanu Sengupta, who is CEO, Study and Jobs Worldwide. He has 4 decades of experience in finance, international trade and development, out of which 22 years has been spent with ANZ Grinleys. And he is going to be speaking about financial inclusion, and also I think he will be touching upon this whole issue of farmers' credit and various other things that can be enabled through financial inclusion. So all in all, we have a very wide variety of perspectives, a wide variety of practice, and I'm sure it's going to be a very lively session. The only ground rule that I would like to mention to the speakers is that please keep your presentations short, about 5 to 7 minutes, so that we can have a chance to hear everybody, and also have a little bit of discussion, which is always much livelier than focusing only on the presentation. So I will call upon Mr. Prasad, Indian Award, to open the session.